Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. A little better light. We're doing two rums, Caribbean rums, and one is from 1956. This company, well, the company's older than that, but Skol is a brand that was started in 1956. Virgin Islands rum. Now it says imported, which is making me think it's from the British Virgin Islands. Because if it was from the U.S. Virgin Islands, it wouldn't be an import. It would be from a U.S. territory to the States. Would be inside the trade bubble. 40% alcohol imported from the Virgin Islands. Imported by and bottled for J.A. Dougherty's Sons Company Distillers, Owensboro, Kentucky. Well, that's Glenmore. Dougherty's was bought out in what, 1918? The man Dougherty started it a long time ago, like in the mid 1800s. He didn't do a whole lot with the company. Then his sons took it over, and they made it a big company. The Sons, J.A. Dougherty's Sons Company. But then they died, and the family sold it off in 1918. That's right around the time they had died. So it hasn't been an independent company since. Just a brand name now. But it showed this crest, a shield with a castle and a rum barrel, 3 fleur-de-lis. Skol means cheers in the Dutch, in the Danish language, and 2 griffins. But it makes me wonder, because Skol is Scandinavian. Denmark owned the U.S. Virgin Islands until 1917. So maybe they just calling it imported because they think that coming from the Virgin Islands is imported, U.S. It's a mystery. Now you can tell this is a Sazerac bottle because it's got that diamond, the diamonds around the neck that you get on some of the, like Canadian Crest, Canadian Lake whiskey and Canadian Leaf and some other products. So it's got the diamonds. That's a giveaway that it's Sazerac. Different shaped bottle than most Sazeracs. Doesn't have the big lip down here. Clear, very light. And this was $6.99 for the liter. True story. I bought that at International Market when they had it on a big sale. So I was popping fireworks. Mississippi Rum Punch can be made with Bacardi Major Lazer, introduced in 2017 in collaboration with a Caribbean band called Major Lazer. Limited edition, so it's no longer produced, but I did buy a bottle earlier this year at Aquista Paces in Covington, Louisiana. So great looking bottle. Great deal, $7.99, but that's half price because it was about 15 to 6. Well, I saw it as cheap as $12.98 on some online store, but most of them had a $15 or $16. Now here's what they do: a rich blend of 3 and 4-year-old amber rums. So they take 3 and 4-year-old amber colored rums, as they call them, filtered before and after aging. So they filter it before they age it, then after they age it. Now, whether they blend them and age them, well, if they're blending 3, so they're aged separately, because how could tell if they were different ages? All right, so the youngest rum in the bottle is 3 years old, and the oldest is 4. Okay, this one has no age statement. The Skol, I'd be shocked if it's aged a year. It's not really that dark, though, but there's a massive amount of sediment in this. There's little grit all throughout. And I'll tell you, when you get a Sazerac brand, like any Sazerac brand, brandy, rum, gin, or whatever, after they set, you'll start noticing sediment. And as you get deeper in the bottle, it gets thicker. I don't understand it. But Sazerac's filtering system is peculiar, but it'll build up a lot of sediment, their products. I mean, it doesn't make it taste bad or anything. It just looks strange. mean, when you look in the bottle and you see all this gunk, all this, it looks like dust, you know. I mean, it's not dust. The thing is sealed when I'm finished with it. But you can clearly see it. It's just everywhere. Developing these solids. Apparently, when you don't chill filter a product, it can get the sediment in it. So this may be non-chill filtered. Charcoal filtered, okay. Down in the Virgin Islands. They're saying imported, so I'm saying from the British Virgin Islands, but I don't believe it because I don't even think there's a big distillery. There are rum distilleries in the BVI. They call them BVI. But I don't think too many of their products are coming over here. And there's big distilleries in USVI, United States Virgin Islands, especially Cruzan. And they do contract for other people. For instance, Rico rum's made at Cruzan. It used to be in Puerto Rico. Oh, let's see. Craft Beer Tastic says the gunk should be from the oak barrels. Yeah, but I mean, if it's filtered, but like I say, I've read on websites where they say if the whiskey's or rum, I guess, if the whiskey's non-chill filtered, you may see sediment in there over time. I think they say over time. I didn't need labels because look how clear, look how light that is. That is so pale. That has to be one of the palest Skol rums I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't think they're adding color. I just think it's in the barrel for a year or two and it gets that yellow tint. It's more like yellow than gold, straw yellow. This one is deep amber. And would it get that dark? Well, if they put them in charred oak barrels, never before used charred oak, yeah, it will get that dark. Even after just 3 years. Even after 2 years, you can get some straight bourbon that's only 2 years old. It'll be dark like that. Because if it's a freshly charred, never before used oak barrel, they pour that clear, because, whiskey's clear. It's really corn spirits when they pour it in, grain neutral spirits. With some wheat, with some barley, with some rye, depending on what they want to put in it, Could be 100% corn. It's all up to the brewer. And then as soon as it goes in that fresh charred barrel, it sucks up all the color from the charcoal. All right. Got to have my eyes closed because I'll be able to tell in a hot second if I'm looking. It smells like the Skol. You know why? Like you talking about the wood. It's got that strong wood note. Skol is very dry. They're white. It's called Skol Dry White, and it is. You'd be thirsty drinking that. I'm picking up intense wood barrels. Obviously, old used barrels. They might have been using for 80 years. They'll use those barrels for a long time. And then some light molasses and just alcohol. Just alcohol. How else can I say it? Rich creme brulee. This is the major Lazer. Yep, got it on aroma only. Okay, now next question. Price difference. Like I said, about $15 for the major Lazer. The Skol, I got it for a super discount, a liter for $6.99, not the normal price. I could do a check real fast. See if Total Wine has it. I know they have Skol. So no bombs. Skol vodka. Everybody sells Skol vodka around here. I was at a liquor store today, Star, in the morning, and I saw they had Skol gin, Skol rum, Skol vodka, Skol triple sec, I think. I was just looking, I said, oh, look, I wasn't buying it. I just noticed it. I did buy something from them, though, if anybody wants to see. Okie dokie. Anytime now. Total Wine is a slow upload. I don't know why. It just is. Most websites come up fast. They're like clunky. All right. Skol. Skol vodka. Well, I'm not looking for the vodka. Not looking for the gin. That's right. I saw the gin at Star. All I got is the vodka and the gym, but the gymnasium. But we can get an idea. The Skol vodka is $6.49 for a liter. I know the rum is more though. The gin is $12.99 for 1.75 milliliter, 1.75 liter bottle. Well, whatever the case, it's cheap. Skol is cheap, and it's a good deal cheaper than Major Lazer. So I'm not gonna sit there and just try to pinpoint the exact price. But I know what I paid for, $6.99. Could I find it for that price again? Probably not, but you never know. Okay, this is a funny type product. Like some people review stuff like they're in a rush, like if you read their reviews, it's like they rush to write it. If you watch their videos, like they're in a rush to make it. So they'll just say, oh, it's like this. Oh yeah. All right. I don't like it. I'm getting out of here. Thanks. Boo. Boo ya, whatever they say. And I say, why are you in such a rush? Why don't you taste the product? Greetings to you, Progressive Discussions. Hello, Jay, says Jason Cleveland. Saludos los Balbino Cubano Pilsen says, saludos los amantes del ron. I don't know what that means. Something about a greeting. Good afternoon, James, says Jason. Hey, y'all. The whole gang's here. Well, not the whole gang. A todazo lehi, do yours in a lazy boy chair. In a lazy boy chair. All right. The initial flavor now is like just alcohol. 40% just some alcohol. You say, oh. So it was a family-owned company, and it's still a family-owned company, but it's not the same family. Once you get past that, and when I mean get past it, because other flavors develop over a little time, you start to get the wood uncharred, tastes uncharred. A little charcoal, but probably from filtering. I guess not a lot else. It's simple, but it's nice. It's simple, but it's smooth. It's very light. Like the body's very light and the finish is very dry. It's almost like you say, what would brute rum taste like? Like remember they made those brute IPAs, super dry IPAs? I like them, but nobody else did, I guess, because they don't really make them. Mathern's got some old bottles of Ballast Point Brute IPA. I hate to see how old those are, but you could do a review of an aged IPA. But it's very nice. Now, see, there is a place in this world for subtle things. So I think if a person was Russian, they would slag on this, talk about how garbage it is, because they're not. You got to think about this one. The flavors are more underlying than top-sided, but they're very nice flavors. I said that from the day I tried Skol, and I'm saying it now, and the flavor never changed. It's just a very nice rum, and I would highly recommend it. Now, I know Glenmore's starting to make their own rum at that Owensboro, Kentucky distillery. But you'll be able to tell because it's not going to say imported from the Caribbean. It's going to say Caribbean style. Now, once you see that Caribbean style rum, then you say, uh-oh, that means it's not from the Caribbean, it's from Kentucky. Or Jamaican style lager, you can just rest assured it ain't Jamaican. Like today, I was at Total Wine and they had the heritage of Belgium. Now, nowhere on the can did it say made in Belgium. It said the heritage of Belgium. And that meant the Stella Artois was made in the USA. But they had two of them that was from Belgium, and then 2 other bottle and can designs that was from St. Louis. So they're still phasing them in. And they had 2 Belgian ones, bottle and can, and 2 St. Louis, Missouri ones, bottle and can. It was interesting to see them side by side. Creme brulee, deep charred oak, burnt sugar, medium molasses, a lot of grass from sugar cane. That's a very complex flavor. I'm not saying it's a better flavor, it's just complex. It's got a lot more things going on. I would recommend Major Lazer from the Bacardi family. And I found out their headquarters was in Bermuda. I thought it was in Puerto Rico, but that's their facilities. But apparently their headquarters in Bermuda, British territory. They used to say colony. Now it's an overseas territory. What changed? The name of what they called it. Nothing else changed legally. The body's kind of light too, like the other one, and it's a sort of crisp finish too, not too sweet, but it's not as light of a body. But it's very nice. So which one tastes better? Hard to say. Jay, I watched your Budweiser review you posted on Christmas Day a few years ago, says Jason, and you mentioned Budweiser Black Crown. Do you know why they discontinued that product? Yes, I do. It did not sell. I mean, it sold a little bit, but the sales were very bad compared to what they expected. They made a big push in 2012 when they came out with that, or 2013. This is the big thing, you know. But it was like they wanted to make an extra strong beer and package it in a nice bottle and can design, fancy looking. Then Miller came up right behind them in 2014 with Miller Fortune. Same thing, extra strong beer, and guy drinking it out of a rocks glass, a cocktail glass. And those 2 brands went nowhere. And it was after like a month. After about a month, you notice you never saw any Budweiser or Black Crown advertisements. They gave it a month and then it didn't catch on and they just dumped it. And after a few years, they dropped it. Same thing with Miller Fortune. A big ad campaign for about a month. You never saw another ad. And in Canada, it was called Crown, not Black Crown. I don't know why. I really don't know. Like Carling Black Label. In England, it's called Carling these days. Best rum ever is homemade stuff I tried touring the Cayman Islands. Another British territory. I'd like to try that. Lady sold me unlabeled bottle of homemade banana rum. Best I ever had. See? Similarly right with Miller Fortune. I love the Cuban foods. Lechon, moro rice, plantanos, maduros, rojo beans, mojito drinks. I've never had any of that. Would like to try it though. So once again, Major Lazer is worth it, but it loses by virtue of price point because they're definitely not the same type of product. But I cannot sit here and say, oh, well, one's better than the other. Because in my opinion, they're just equally enjoyable in their own way. And I would say a unique way, because I haven't tasted any other rums taste like these. Taste similar, not just like them. So if you want a very dry, almost champagne type rum, get the Skol Rich Gold. It's funny they call it Rich Gold, but it's like not rich. They ought to call it Skol Extra Dry Gold. So I don't understand the name. What's rich about it? Rich is like buttery stuff, rich, buttery, or a lot of cream cheese, like cake icing and stuff like that, rich like that. This is nothing like that. So why not call it Skol Woody Gold, or just forget the description, just call it Skol Gold instead of upsetting people and getting me all nervous and discouraged. I recommend it, and it's $6.99 a liter. How you gonna beat that? How is it gonna be beaten? Guess what? It's not. It is not gonna be defeated. Can I get rum cheaper than that price? And I can't see how I could. No, I cannot. No way. Major Lazer. Yeah, I mean, if you like rum that tastes like creme brulee, burnt sugar, and a lot of other very intricate characteristics, get it. Chances are, though, you won't ever see it, unfortunately. But then, guess what? I saw it, and I wasn't looking for it. I just saw it at the store, passing down, just looking around, and I said, "What is this?" So I bought it. Now that's it. So, great taste challenge. We got one more coming up Thursday morning, and that's going to be Major Lazer versus Ron Pontalba. Now, Ron Pontalba is very inexpensive. It was also $6.99 a liter, but yeah, that was like the deal. Everything was $6.99 a liter. Skol, Ron Pontalba, the one from Groskuth, that's Aristocrat. I bought like 3 or 4 of them. They were all, and I bought some gold and silver, and they were all, yeah, Clubhouse. They were all $6.99 a liter. I don't know why. They just were. All right. Pontalba, from my recollection, it's not going to win. It's kind of simple. If you want to say bland, I wouldn't really argue with you. You say, well, it's cheap. Well, yeah, that's because it was $6.99 a liter. They're all cheap, the ones I'm talking about. But when people say cheap, they are implying it tastes bad and there's something wrong with it. And that could be the case with many products. But in the case with Ron Pontalba, nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't have a whole lot of character. So this is my prediction. It's not going to win. And it's going to be a pretty clear-cut taste challenge. And Major Lazer will win even with the elevated price relative to the other. Now, after that, then we're going to go into tequila. And I got another good deal. Not that good of a deal, but I did get a liter of tequila for $7.99. This day and age, that's a good price. Juarez, been around since 1964. I already did a solo review, haven't posted it yet. It turned out really, really nice. It came out really, really nice. So I have a feeling it's going to really battle. It's going to battle in these taste challenges. Now, does anybody want to see what I bought on the road trip? If not, I mean, when I say 25, I didn't even go 25 miles. Maybe I did, but I don't think so. But if you want to see what I bought, let me know now, or we'll just forget it. So I'll count 3 back. So if you want to see what I bought, go on once. If you want to see what I bought, go on twice. If you want to see what I bought, go on. Okay, well, you'll have to watch solo reviews for those products, but that's okay. I'm not hurt. So good job, Skol. You haven't let me down yet. The legend of Skol. Virgin Islands rum.